Good evening and welcome to a special legislative session of the Town Board on this October 11, 2017. And I'll ask that everyone please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Cole. Here. LaFountain.
Here.
Metzler. Here. Moore.
Here.
Quinn.
Here.
First item on the agenda, communications and announcements. I'll ask the board and our clerk, any communications or announcements? Seeing none, we have public participation, 2 opportunities at this point, and then again at the end of the agenda. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on any matter? Okay, seeing none. Additions and deletions. There are no additions or deletions to the agenda. We have no minutes before us. I'll ask the clerk and the town board, has anyone received any petitions since our last get-together? No. Seeing none, we'll move on to resolution by function, starting with law and finance, please.
A determination of lead agency pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act for the acquisition of 211.7 plus or minus acres of lands located at 2701 Atlantic Avenue, 1950 Clark Road, 1960 Clark Road, and 745 Whalen Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town board proposes to purchase properties at 2710 Atlantic Avenue, 1950 Clark Road, 1960 Clark Road, and 745 Whalen Road, consisting of approximately 211.7 acres. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board determines that the proposed action is a type 1 action pursuant to SEQRA, Article 617.4B4, and further determines that there are no other involved agencies pursuant to SEQRA. It is further resolved that the town board declares itself lead agency for the proposed real estate acquisition. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? No. Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole. Aye. LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler. Aye. Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for the town supervisor to sign a professional service contract with CNS companies for SEQRA assistance and Phase 1 environmental assessment for 2701 Atlantic Avenue, 1950-1960 Clark Road, and 745 Whalen Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town of Penfield, as designated lead agency, sought proposals for professional environmental services to provide the town board with the necessary SEQRA assistance to generate a full environmental assessment form, parts 1, 2, and 3, and assist the board in determining the significance of the proposed action. Whereas the town board also requested proposals for professional services to conduct a Phase 1 environmental site assessment of said properties to identify the presence of hazardous substances or other environmental concerns on the site. Whereas 3 quotes were secured from Barton and LaJudas, BME Associates, and CNS Companies, and CNS Companies was the lowest cost service provider. Now therefore be it resolved that CNS Companies is hereby awarded a contract to provide professional services for both SEQRA assistance and the Phase 1 environmental site assessment of the former Shadow Pines Golf Course within the town of Penfield. Be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign a contract with CNS Companies for professional services not to exceed $8,300. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion on this resolution.
Just real quickly, Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to thank you for taking the leadership on generating those proposals and moving ahead with our desire to purchase the property. Appreciate your efforts and everything you've done up so far, and look forward to them getting to work. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Costello, who's in the audience, and Mr. Valentine, who have been great resources to help us with that as well. Thank
Absolutely.
You. Seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole. Aye. LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler. Aye. Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Right. This brings us to old business. Is there any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none. Any new business to come before the board? Again, seeing none. Next opportunity or last opportunity for public participation. Seeing no one in the audience and no calls, the next legislative session of this town board will be October 18th at 7 p.m. in this room. I'll thank everyone for their participation this evening, and the meeting of October 11th, the special town board legislative work session, is adjourned at 7:07 p.m. And the board will take just a couple-minute break, and we'll start up with our regular scheduled work session agenda in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you.